Hello, beautiful beings. Love and laughter. Tanya Rainbow Horse here. This video is for the empaths and the energy sensitives very specifically because I'm going to be talking about our gift of sensitivity, of feeling energy deeply. And it's a beautiful gift for a lot of us. But early on, in our childhood, before we really understand what's going on with it, there's a good chance that a lot of us have received wounding around it. And through that wounding, we start collecting resistance. And, feeling deeply is really about connecting pretty strongly with our hearts and feeling things. And so going through life early on, not understanding our gift, we just feel like, we're really different than a lot of people, and parts of us start shutting down because we're so sensitive. We start getting hurt and feeling that hurt. And so we start putting up energetic boundaries and blocks around our heart and our feeling. And that hardens the gift. It makes us start seeing it through a different lens. We start repressing a lot of it. We don't feel as much. We stuff things down. We close doors. We close our heart off. And so as our heart closes off, that protective shell kind of gets a little bit thicker and a little bit thicker and a little bit thicker and a little bit thicker. And pretty soon we're in our adult phase and we're discovering this sensitivity as a gift. But now we've built up this energetic shell around our gift in the form of rigidity, which is just basically, being inflexible, not allowing to go with the flow of life, not being able to adapt and move freely, closing people out, closing certain situations out, limiting ourselves, not allowing. And so our gift can get tarnished and worn down as we've allowed life to harden us and close us off. And I very much realize now that I was in a big state of that, specifically with my child because of my mothering wound. And I closed certain parts of myself off, my beautiful mothering skills, because I had that wounding and I didn't realize that my heart was so hardened in that area. So I realized that, like, a couple years in being a mother, I think probably when my daughter was probably around 3 or 4-ish, when her personality was really starting to come out, I started being not as flexible as I once was. I stopped being as nurturing as I was early on because my relationship was reflecting back at me the mother wound that I had that was unresolved. Areas in my heart where I had built up and not allowed things to come in. And so that showed up for me in my daughter's relationship because I couldn't give her that aspect of myself because I closed it off. It was not there. Like, specifically being gentle and nurturing. Like, I got a little bit hardened. I got a little bit, like, a little less compassionate in certain ways and not flexible. Like, I wouldn't let her into my heart fully in certain areas. And so I couldn't give her that nurturing, loving energy as much because I'd grown hard around it myself. And so when we examine our hearts and we start shedding and cleaning the heart wall off when we're doing this work, most likely a lot of us have areas in our life where we do have that rigidity built up because of our experiences. And so it keeps our gifts from fully being able to be blossomed and be felt and experienced. Because now this beautiful gift of feeling everything has closed us off in areas, and we're not allowing ourselves to fully feel our sensitivities because we've just been pushed too far to our, extensiveness, that we put up these energy boundaries that are very strict, and we're just like, no, I'm not even going there. I'm not even going to allow it. I'm putting up this huge chain link fence with brick wall around it, and then I'm going to add another layer of fencing and then another layer of metal, and it's just like this closed down prison of like energy is just like, nope, not available for it. And for a while I could witness this part of myself that was closed off, but I didn't really quite understand it until I recently was watching a webinar, and somebody mentioned something about energy sensitives building this rigidity over, a period of time when they were younger, and that their gifts get a little bit more weighed down by around their heart because they've closed parts off to not feel anymore because they've been hurt so much. And I was like, oh man, like huge awakening part right there, because for a while I'd been realizing, like, why am I so unflexible here? Why do I feel like I'm so rigid in certain areas with my daughter and other things where I just put my foot down and say no? And I thought it was just a healthy boundary for a while until I opened it up a little bit further. And then I was like, no, this is kind of keeping me from being the person that I really want to be. This rigidity is keeping me from being in my highest, best light, because I want to be soft and nurturing. I do, but I never even considered it was not until I examined it, and I was like, oh shoot. It was kind of an area where the wounded masculine had taken over and closed my femininity off there, because I needed that protection. So he showed up and placed himself strongly around my heart in that area, and we didn't allow it. I didn't allow myself to connect with that energy because it was hurt. And when we are hurt and we don't understand what's going on, we shut down. So really, I just wanted to open this space up for anybody who is a very a feeling person, a sensitive person, empathic, and to examine spots in your life where you might be overly rigid with your gift. Spots in your heart where you've got a stronghold and you're not letting any of that experience come into you. Like it's an over consumption of boundaries around the heart. And so where can we soften? Where can we release some of that rigidity and become more flexible and allowing? I open up in the comments if you got any comments or questions on this subject. Where in your life have you allowed your sensitivity to be more rigid? Like I said, mine was with my nurturing and caring feminine side, not allowing myself to fully nurture, be gentle, and compassionate in certain areas with my child. It probably also showed up with, other people in that same area where I just wasn't quite as nurturing and caring and loving. I was more masculine, structured, like, no, this is here, you're not going past, this is it, that's done. I didn't even question it. And so where's that showing up for you? What can you let in more? Where can you let the gentle, loving compassionateness back in? If you're feeling called, maybe you want to subscribe or you want to like this. I'm much appreciated if you feel called. Or share your experience with rigidity and your sensitivity. I always love hearing how other people experience it, or what areas of your life you do. I think also it's just a beautiful place to start exploring in a world right now where there's so much going on, and we could just allow our heart space to close back up and be way more rigid now. But in order for us to really make a lot of beautiful progress right now, even when things feel really rocky, unsafe, ever-changing chaos, that's the time we need to let the walls dissolve the most. Finding safety within us and not letting the outside world control our heart wall, our heart space, not letting our outside world control our sensitivity. We can feel it all, but we don't let it rule us and we don't let it drag us down. We have the healthy boundaries, we have the healthy cleansings, and we do what we need to do to keep our energy as bright and as light as possible, while still allowing ourselves to feel the wide range of feelings that we were meant to feel here. We're here to cleanse the emotional energy, to unclog the emotional constipation. The world needs our sensitivity so much right now. It's being called forth to be used, to be helped right now. And so we need that gift to go forth and help clean the energy, to clean the emotions. So through that, we get to discover where we are closed off so we can fully be open to help do our part here in the world. All right, beautiful beings, Tanya Rainbow Horse here. Thank you so much for showing up to receive the message. You are love and light. And I always just love showing up here and connecting and bringing in the best energy I possibly can and being authentic and pouring my heart out and expressing myself however Spirit wants me to. Anyways, thank you so much. Love and laughter. Till the next video.